is going on, everybody? It's your boy Brendan, aka Drip, back with another video. And yes, I know it's another Orcust video. I'm sorry, okay? I'm an Orcust simp. I'm an Orcust simpanzee. Alright, enough with the dad jokes. But no, I know we're not even 4 days into the new format, and I'm already having another 2.0 version, so bear with me. This is the deck that I'm going to be playing in this format, so this may turn out to be like a progression video, a progression series or something, so, I'm sorry. I got first place with this, and it's for the most part, it's fairly different compared to my last list that I posted not even 2 or 3 days ago. Uh, I have a special sauce tech in here that only I've seen one other guy running online, and it's actually the person I got it from. If you know me, normally I try, unless it's the standard, I don't take stuff from other people unless it becomes the standard. But like I try to do my own thing and make my own stuff. Which this I wanted to give a big shout outs to him because um, I haven't seen anybody else run it, so I'm giving him the credit. He came up with this 1.5 card combo, and it's absolutely nasty. So this is going to be a deck profile and a discussion. But I got first place with this, went undefeated, and that supplementary engine actually came up clutch a couple of times. So shout outs to you if you were part of the Locals Live gang on Thursdays and you saw it last night, because at the time of recording this, it's Friday. So shout outs to you if you saw it on stream last night. So yeah, it was super spicy. But let's go ahead. I'm going to kind of breeze through the profile because it's pretty much standard to my last list for the most part. 3 Gearsu. He's mandatory. He's a 1-card combo. We're playing the Horus build, so we got 3 Nightmare. Nightmare is standard in the Horus version. I'm back on 2 Skeleton, and I'm back on 2 Wand. This build allows me to run 2 of each, and I tell you this right now, I'm glad that I did, because I mentioned in my last profile that with Bestials and Crows, we just don't know. We just didn't know at the time. We still don't know. But I tell you this right now, at Locals, I got Bestialed on this, but the trigger effect saved me because I had the other one in hand. And when I sent the other one, he went to Bestial a target, but I had mandatory channeling coin since I was priority. But my other one summoned my other one, and his Bestial just kind of went neg. But it came up, man. I'm telling you, and I'm sorry. I know a lot of people don't like 2 and 2, but it's just my comfort blanket. Everybody has a security blanket that they like, and it works for me because I can tell you this right now. When I get caught in the streets with only one, I get punished. But I'm doing this deck profile on engines, and I'm only running 1 of each. I really want a second one of this, but I just didn't want to go. I didn't want to go over 40. I want to keep it at 40. But if I was to run 41, this will be the 41st card. Because at worst case scenario, pitch it, because I want to see this. I really want to see this because this is your grind game at being able to add back and being able to search. So being able to use using Emseti to pitch this, and if they ash from Seti, then you just use this to search, and then you're still lit and gassed out. So future builds, I might play 41 and say screw it, and play 41 and run the second crescendo or more. So, but Horus build, this is all you need. The other ones are garbage. The protection's garbage. All we're using these for is Sark to be able to out problematic cards and to get or Orcust cards in graveyard, and these to make zombie vampire or number 90 to protect us. And also the to kill. Obviously, these help turbo FT. I mean not FTKs, but OTKs. So it's a very good engine, and it's very, very nasty. Yeah, this engine is. I can't really say anything else. It's Horus. Now on to the sauce. By the way, the guy's name, his YouTube channel, he has a very small following, but he deserves a lot more following. His name is Rogue TCG. If you are watching this video after I give you the shout outs, or if you know him, shout outs to you, bro. I commented on your video and told you that you have so much potential with this, and I took it and I added it into my build, and it's absolutely cracked. The engine is Cartesia, bro, with branded and high spirits. If you played tier with me back in the day, this card was a problem. This card's always been a problem. And not only that, I just wanted this is Armageddon Night. This is what Armageddon Night turned into. And if you know me and you've been a member of the channel for a while, then one, first of all, shout outs to you. You're the GOAT. Second of all, you know that Ecclesia is like my waifu of choice besides like Construct and Galatea and all my tier girls. So like, but Ecclesia is my bae. She's my bae. That's why like you see me have all my starlights of her and stuff. So if I get a chance to run her, I'm going to run her. But anyways, if you don't know what happens with this, you can go branded in high spirits, reveal a spellcaster, which Imseti is, or any of your Orcusts, and send them to the graveyard to add Cartesia. Then you make the Cartesia dragon to send Nightmare. It is absolutely disgusting, bro. It's so nasty. It adds another layer of extension with this deck, and it adds another body and a solid normal summon that's like almost like a dual threat. And they can add each other back as free discard, like because these can add each other back for free discard fodder for your Kingsart too. So it just refuels the hand. It's all like nasty. 12 non-engine steel. That's what's insane. 3 Ash, 3 Imperm, 3 Nib. And then the Fenrir's became Valor because one, it's just generic, and two, it's a spellcaster to send to the graveyard for your branded and high spirits. So you get double out of the Valor. And you also get double out of the Nib too because it's a light to be able to fuse with to make the Dusk Dragon. But yeah, these are subject to change depending on how the format goes. Like if Lab goes everywhere, then Imperm might fall out, or Nib may fall out, or something may become like Ghost Bell to help combat Fire Kings and Lab. But right now, early stages still. This is what I'm running, and every single one of them put in work last night. Then 3 cheat card. This card should have never have come back to 3. This card was last night and has been absolutely insane for me. It's just nasty. The last card on the deck is 1 card combo because we like sending Harpour and just going full combo. Clean 40 for the 2.0 build, guys. Moving on to the extra deck. The extra deck's gonna be a lot different compared to what my last build was. For the most part, in the form of utility cards, like 3 or 4 cards different. Linger Evo, 2 of the best girl, and then 1 Long, because Long is like fine wine, bro. He legit like aged like fine wine. When we first got him, he was just grape juice, bro. Like we didn't really need him back in the day, but like as the game has gotten faster and the game has progressed, he's just turned into wine over the years. While he was just chilling in the barrel, waiting on Harb to come out from the ban list, bro. So aged like fine wine, and he's really good now. Like there's a lot of times where I'm like happy that I can make a Link 3 and just send something without having to burn my Little Knight or whatever else. And then I have Masquerena, and then Little Knight. Nothing needs to be said. Money. This card is just, besides being money, it just kills. Then Masquerena is Masquerena. I'm only running 1 because there's no room. There's not a lot of room for a lot of the tech cards that I had in my other build for this one because you had to make room for the Cartesia package. Then 1 OTK. I cut the Zeroboros and the Borreload because I'm not running... Borreload was just a flex spot anyways in my last build, so I cut it. And then I'm not running Zeroboros because I'm no longer in this build running Gizmic Orochi. If I was still running Gizmic Orochi, I would 10 out of 10 be still running... I would still be running Zoroboros. But that's it for the Link monsters. On to the XZs. We got 1 Dingirsu, 2 Dingirsu. 2 is what it's been forever. Always will be. Zombie Vampire and Photon Lord. Protects you from Nib. This deck still dodges the Nib, and that will probably never change unless we run this. This is protect me from Nib a couple of times. Did 1 time last night. And I got nibbed 1 time last night when I couldn't get to that because I had to go Vampire to get the combo. And then we run 2 Gregonol. And then 1 Sprin, the Iron Dash Dragon. This is what you reveal and send when you reveal like an Orcust monster. So you go Brandon High Spirits, reveal this and the Orcust monster, send them, add Cartesia, and then you already have an Orcust engraved, and then you can take a light or a dark to fuse into this to dump a Nightmare if you need to. But the reason why we're running 2 Dust Dragons because you need the second one, because if you reveal a spellcaster, you have to send this to the graveyard to be able to search your Cartesia then, so then you need a second one to fuse into. So, yeah. And then the last card is actually Copium, which is Warlord Savage, because the fact that you can easily make this is really nice in mid game. You don't really end with this on your end board because you just don't have enough gas and no way to really get two level 4s on board. But you make this in mid game, and it just helps you win the game faster. Definitely consider I'm not running a second or third copy of Crescendo. An additional negate is very nice. But this, I like on paper, should be Typhon. But anytime I get a chance to actually synchro summon Borload Savage, it's just my copium. I love it. But actually, ironically, if the format shifts into a specific direction, Typhon might actually be a better option in this build than Typhon, because Fire Kings don't really summon that much from the extra deck unless they overextend, and then Labyrinth obviously doesn't really, unless they're making Chaos Angel, and by that time it's like turn 2, turn 3. So like being able to summon like a Typhon might not come up that much, but so you never know. But in theory, if we're still looking at from the previous format, because like I said, we're only 4 days in the new one. There's been no events. Typhon's the better option, but I haven't made Savage, and I haven't needed to because the game was just over. That's why I said it's just Copium. It's potentially win more, but I like having the option there if I need to. But since this is a tournament build, I will show you my side deck that I ran, and then still running in the early on format. 3 Econ. Being able to dodge targeting effects, whether it's Imperm or Contain, Extinguish, or anything like that, with any of your stuff is really nice. I used this card helped me kill a RDA player last night, and RDA just goes. If you don't droll them or nib them, then they just go. So I needed this to help me get me out of it, which it did. 2 Cosmic because I hate Centurion, and then it's also for Runic as well. 1 Duster because of Lab. 3 Bell because of Lab and because of Fire King. Then 2 Panky Boy. Sorry, I only got 1 secret. I'm garbage, I know. I didn't invest when they were small. When they were low in price, not small, Jesus Christ. 2 Panky Boy. He's the best boy. 2 Droll and Lockbird. This card's nasty. It's Droll. There's literally nothing needs to be said. It wins games, which it did for me last night a couple of times. Like, I think it's 2 separate occasions. And then I want to run 3, but I only have room, obviously, for 2. 2 Evenly. This single-handedly won me a game last night. This is going to be the best side deck card of the format moving forward. This card fucks Fire Kings hard. And then if whatchamacallit, Labyrinth doesn't play Judgment, then this just wins you the game against them too. So it's just a win button. It truly is. It's going to be the best card in the side deck of the format, 100%. To the point to where if it gets out of hand, it could potentially be mainable. But that's it for the deck profile. I know this is 13 minutes and it was in the deck profile, but we're going to go ahead and get into the combo section of the video. And I'm only going to show like a couple. And I'm going to do, test hands rather. But if we don't see the proper test hand, then I'll just go ahead and grab the cards out and we'll individually do it. But let's go ahead and get in combo number 1. All right, here we are, combo number 1. While the camera was off, I went ahead and pile shuffled, so hopefully we don't brick and draw multiples since we just did the deck profile. But that's why I said if we don't draw optimal because the cards are not like shuffled enough, then I'll just grab the cards out and we'll go from there. But let's see what we get. Because I remember in my last video, I didn't actually make a combo video, so I figured we'll make this one. Well, it's full combo. Remind you, we're going to do this video as if like our opponent has 0 interruptions. Obviously, we'd play it differently if they did, just for the spite of the combo. If you don't know how this is a 1-card combo, you'll use that. Send your Harp Horror. Send Harp. Now, since he's the only monster, you can send in your World Legacy as well. But since he's the only monster you control, you can give yourself a token and give your opponent a token. I like to give it to whatever extra monster zone you're going to go to. You want to put their token in where Galateo will point to. So I put it up in the top right above their monster zone, so my Galateo will be able to protect from destruction if I can't extend into having on my side of the board. Then we'll immediately link it off into the link rebo. Move the hand down here, farther out of the way. Alright, there we go. Then we can banish the harp, summon the nightmare. You always want to just get the max value of everything as you can from here. And then you'll take these two, link them into your best girl. So, like, I know it's really out of frame, but this is up here pointing to her other arrow and then pointing down. Granted, this won't be here for long, but worst case scenario, you have theirs pointing up there. Now we can banish the Nightmare for cost target. Remember, for you all that are new to Orcust, they banish for cost, so don't lose to Ghost Spell. I know a lot of people that will are new to the game and new to Orcust will like let your opponent Ghost Spell. You can't because they banish for cost. So since they banish for cost, they can't. Now, if they were to have something like a Skullmeister, that would be different because technically it's activating the graveyard. Ghost Spell only prevents stuff from leaving the graveyard by an effect, but if it's for cost, then it can't stop it. So that's just for the newer players out there and the newer Orcust players. I don't want you losing to unnecessary cards. Now here we'll just banish, summon back the harp. You always want to keep harp in rotation until you are basically filtered through all your Girsus or your nightmares. Even then, it's still worthwhile. Here we can go into your IP Masquerena, if I could find it. There we go. All right. Granted, if we're playing around hand traps, we would probably use her effect before we link and play hard into Nib. If you're playing the conservative route and you're scared of Nibiru, this is where you go. When you use Galatea's effect, you go into your field spell because it gives you more interaction and potentially protect yourself from being destroyed, being OTK'd. Or you can, if you're not playing conservative, then you just go Crescendo if you want all the negates, since we have Imperm and then Crescendo. And then plus Masquerena. But let's say we're playing it conservative and we'll just go into the Babel. So we're going to target our World 1 to shuffle back. And then we're going to go and set the field spell. Set and activate the field spell. If you don't know what the field spell does, it basically makes all of our Orcust monsters on the field and in the graveyard quick effects, which is very nice, being able to dodge Bestials and dodge D.D. Crows and other shenanigans for the ones that are in our graveyard. So that's really nice. Now, what we can do is a couple of things. We can keep what we got on board, or we can summon the Dingirsu and then attach or send, but I like to keep their token on there for if I link into another Galatea, or to prevent them from special summoning like a Cashier Fenrir, because Cashier Fenrir is a problem. And then this is like not the most optimal board that you want, but it's still an option. That's why, like, if you don't have the gas to really put Dingirsu in the graveyard, that's why it's a better option to go for Crescendo. So you don't have to worry about like having this awkwardly on board, but you can keep this on board and make SP Little Knight and then just summon this back anyways. So there's that option too if you're that worried about like Nib. But this, now what we can do is we would just use Upstart Goblin, draw into something random. Let's just draw a random card, and then you a plus, and then you'll set the Imperm, and then that's basically that. So what this board gives us is we have this in our graveyard to banish to summon another one of this on our opponent's turn to get another a body on board presence. And then Foolish to get ourselves set up for next turn. And then IP Masquerena to go into anything, whether it's a Galatea or an SP Little Knight or Long Girsu, whatever it may be, and then Nightmare to send either a World Wand to set up, or if you send a skeleton off of the Girsu you summon off Harp, to summon this back to send. So to summarize, we have this is going to turn to SP, so we got a Banish, a Negate, whatever this was, if this was a hand trap, a Send, and then follow up with Girsu, summon to send, and then Nightmare to send or whatever. So we have like five or six different interruptions and 3 denial board presence / hand traps, depending on this would make it a 4 or 5. So it's very, very nice, and this deck is very, very good. Not to sound like one of them old head Yugi boomers, but they just don't make them like this anymore. That's why this deck can still outgrind a lot of decks, because the game has gotten so fast that when this deck is just good at what it does and forces your opponent to interact, it's kind of like a control mid-range deck that a lot of the new decks just can't compete with, because they, after turn 1, turn 2, they don't know what to do with their lives. Definitely with this deck just denying them the ability to recycle or advance their game state. So, but let's go ahead and get into combo number 2. Alright, here we are at combo number 2. Hopefully we see some Horus stuff, or the actual regain. I mean, not the Brandon High Spirits. 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now, we have 2 options. We can go... Obviously, we want to hold our best card for last. That's always how you always want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! So, activate the King Sark. King Sark effect. Send for cost. Send the Skelly. Send the Imseti Mom Spaghetti. And then we'll use it again. Send our spare Failer. To send our Happy. Clap along if you feel like a room. Alright. Enough of the Pharrell. Summon back. Remind you, these are inherent summons, so they can't be ghost spelled. Or they can be crowed, but that's about it. They don't activate. If you don't know, that's what inherent summon means. Now you can either go Photon Lord or Zombie Vampire. It just depends what you're trying to play around. If you're just like not where, if you think this is going to resolve, or if you think they don't have an imperm or they're not on imperm, then you go Photon Lord here. Say we are just going to go Photon Lord, try to play around Ash or Nib. So you go Photon Lord, normal summon, the Girsu effect, send the newly freed Harp Horror. Where is he at? I'm about knocked over the camera. There he is. Going the number 90 line is also really nice too, because it helps you play around Bestials, which is really necessary in D.D. Crow, or even like Skullmeister or something like that. So here we can go Harpor to banish, summon. And the card you want to summon to get the most value, because definitely considering we already have used a Girsu and we have a Skeleton Grave, the only real other option is the Nightmare. But if you didn't have Skeleton and Graveyard, Nightmare is still the better option, because you get the most value out of it, because you go more plus. Because when you get the Nightmare and Graveyard, you'll be able to banish to get access to the Skeleton or the World Wand. So, remember that. Here, we'll link these off into the Galatea. I'm going to put the Galatea above him, because we have enough gas to actually put up IP Masquerena as well. So here we will go Nightmare to banish for cost, target anything. And then whatever we send, the monster that we initially targeted will it will gain the attack equal to the level times 100. And don't forget too, if like say for example we go Nightmare and target something, if they chain SP Little Knight to try to banish, the Nightmare will still resolve, because the initial targeting was resolved. The attack buff happens on resolution, so you'll still get the Foolish. So don't let anybody try to cheat you out of that either. Just a heads up. And I know most of y'all probably know this. I'm just trying to help out the people who are new to the game and new to the deck. So yeah, I just want to try to help you guys out, to set you guys up for success. That's all I want. Now we can banish the World Wand to get the Harpoor back in rotation. Alright. Now, what we can do is banish the Skeleton. Remind you, we're playing like we don't give two shits about Nib because we have a number 90 on board, so we don't care. Take these two and make the Masquerena. Now we can use the Galatea effect, which we should have used a long time ago if we're trying to play around hand traps, but like I said, we don't care. We're just savages like that. Now the best one to put back in rotation is the Wand, because it's the one we can't really send off of anything besides the Nightmare or the Girsu. We can't send it off. We can't summon it off of Harp, so I like to put it back just to be able to get things back in rotation from the banish pile. If I'm going first, I like being super aggressive here and going for definitely with a board like this. You can call it win more if you want. I don't care. It depends on the scenario. Definitely considering we don't have another body to really extend. I like going crescendo here, so I'm going to put this here. You always want to go crescendo too. Definitely in game 2 if you're going first, or game 3 if you're going first, because of evenly matched and shit like that. So. But right now, we're going to end on this, which is 1 negate, 2 negate, 3 negate, a banish, and a pop. And, yeah. That's if you time them right, they're not playing through that. This is a negate and banish, too, by the way. So don't forget that. Other than that, that's basically it for combo number 2. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and just get the cards out to show you how to do the branded and high spirits line. Let's go ahead and get into that one now. Alright, here we are, everyone, at combo number 3, and probably it's going to be the final combo. And in this combo, I'm going to be showing you how this is a 1.5 card combo. Again, shout outs to my man, Rogue TCG. You are a legend for finding this out, bro. I just wish I could cook as much as you, man. But all you need is this and a spellcaster, and this or a dark machine. It doesn't have to be anything. It could be World Wand, for an example. This is just the most gassed out one. What you're going to do, you can even do this during a standby draw phase to play around Joel. So you can go Branded and High Spirits. Let's just do the busted route and reveal Harpoor, and then reveal the Sprint Iron Dash. Since they're both machines, or whatever, dark machines are just machines, you can pitch them to the graveyard to then search the Cartesia. Okay? Which is disgusting, because now we have full combo, because we have them engraved. But let's just say even if it wasn't him and it was like World Wand, we're still playing. Then we can normal summon Cartesia effect to fuse these two. This is just convenient having another light. It doesn't have to be this. It can just be any other light or dark monster. Any light or dark. It could be another Orcust monster for that example. Take these two and bring out the Dust Dragon. This is another reason why the second one's important, because, like, let's say we didn't have an Orcust in hand, we could fuse this and the Cartesia to, I mean, you could, off of regain, Jesus. Spirits, you reveal this and this to Foolishness to search this. That's why the second was mandatory, to take this and under the light or dark to make the second one. Now we'd use this, the Dust Dragon effect, to send the Nightmare to the graveyard. Now we are fully online. And what else is really nasty too is this is an 8 to overlay with. So if you open Horus cards too, you have this to overlay with, and you're just chilling. You're just chilling. But now what we do is we can banish the Harpoor to summon the Girsu. Now, if you like the Dark Machine you opened, the only other Dark Machine you opened was the Nightmare, it's still worth doing it because of Bestials. So even using this to send another Nightmare is still very nice. Or you can send a World Wand too to play around the Nightmare. I mean, play around the Bestial or the D.D.D Crow, because like if you open this and you fuse with this and the Cartesia to make this, and then using this to send a level 6 or higher, you can send another one if you want, or you can send a World Wand to be able to play around the Crow or the Bestials. So now we'll go this effect to get something else online that we don't have access to. I would send the Skeleton, just because the Nightmare can buff the crap out of something you have. And if you're going second or something, the buff off by sending World Wand can get pretty huge. You get 800 additional attack to attack over something big, which that alone came up to a couple of times when I was playing against RDA last night. So now what we can do is We can banish the Nightmare target to send the World Wand. Yada, yada, yada. Now what we can do is World Wand, summon back the Harp. Okay. Link those two. You already know where this is going. Rinse and repeat into Galatea, the best girl. Now we can go Nightmare, target any of our things. Send these to the grave for the IP Masquerena. And just like that, off of that, we have full combo. Now we can obviously use this, shuffle back anything. I like doing Wand. And then getting access to our Crescendo. Bam. 1 to 1.5 card combo. All you need is one Spellcaster or a Dark Machine. Which you're probably going to have a Dark Machine. That's just how it is because our thing is our count is so big. Also, don't forget, I mentioned in the deck profile, but Imseti is a spellcaster, so if you draw an extra Imseti, or if you use Imseti's effect and then add Kingsark, draw, and you draw into another Imseti, then you can use Imseti too as a spellcaster to reveal the first copy of this, send them, and then add. So you're still good off of that. But that's pretty much it. Again, big shout outs to Rogue TCG, man. I still think this is not fully tapped into. This is just the tip of where we can go with this. But I hope you guys enjoy the video. This video is going to be super long, and I'm sorry for it. Just watch it and whenever you can. And if you made it this far, then you're a real G. But yeah, it's probably going to be a progression series if I change anything. But yeah, this is my undefeated list. It's very spicy and it's very juicy. I hope you all have a good. I hope you all do well with it. I can't even talk. My brain's fried. But with that being said, I love you guys so much. Hit the like button. Please, please, please hit the like button. Comment down below if you all have tried this or if you all gave him a shout out or you went and talked to him on his channel or anything like that. But check the description for all the ways to support me. Bell notifications so you never miss an upload. And your boy Brendan AK Drip. Sign out. Till next time. Peace. Good to live, my guys.